Hey guys, welcome back to the Girlfriends and Goals podcast. My name is Samaria, and I'm joined by my best friend and co-host.
Miosha.
We are reviewing Love is Blind Ohio episodes 10 and 11. So if you watched
Hmm.
those episodes or if you didn't, just meet us in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on these people, but please make sure to like the video
Hmm.
and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. All right, diving right in because we start this episode right where we left off with this prolonged conversation between Chris and Bree that should have not even been a conversation.
Girl, have you seen where they're saying that Chris was on more than just a few drinks at this Pod Squad beat up?
I have not seen that, but given the behavior,
It
I
could be
understand the
true.
allegations.
I said either that or he's just bowled off life. Which one is it?
Well, in his interview, he had that same energy too, which was very
Hmm.
odd. We had not seen that of him, but those true colors are showing. And I hate to be the person who, once someone acts up, you're like, "Oh, those are their true colors."
Hmm.
But with him, it just is seeming more like him than not.
And in this interaction, as much as Bree is trying to say that she's not interested or here for it, it's coming through. It's peeking through because I think he asked um I think she was saying something about like, why didn't you say all this in Cabo?
Bravo.
Why would you even prompt him to circle back to the interaction you had in Cabo if you truly were only there for Connor?
Right. It's because in Cabo she would have jumped ship. And so she's like,
You should have
now
said something earlier.
right, you should have said because I was with it. I was down. Because we sensed it with that conversation where she said, "Oh, really? Like when I say you and Jessica, I think you are a couple, but you think me and Connor are?" Like she was just reaching. So yeah, I think now she's just aware enough that she knows if she jumps ship at this time,
Mm-hmm.
Connor has presented as a good guy, and
Mm-hmm.
she would be the villain.
Well, it's not working too well, in my opinion.
She's still the villain.
Yeah, she's still going to be the villain. Even, we're just on episode 10. Even in this interaction, she's, I think, proving to be a bit of a villain. And then he tries to get in her head saying that she really wasn't Connor's number one and that he was going to go with Emma, but that's not how I remembered it. I thought Connor was
Nobody
off of
remembers it that way.
I thought Connor was off of Emma based off the whole conversation where he was like, "Oh yeah, that's not going to work." So he
Yeah.
eliminated her, I think, pretty quickly.
Unless the editing just had us feeling like that happened way sooner than it did. That's what
Hmm.
I remember too.
He was her number one. He was Emma's number one, but I
Mhm.
don't know that he was her number one
Yeah,
or she was
exactly.
his number one. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, he's like, for me, I would take you to the Four Seasons just because I like to stay there. Okay.
Okay.
Great. You have hotel points. Congratulations. Like, okay. Um, and then he said something that I was like, wait, are you trying to convince her to go for you or are you trying to push her away? Because he says, I thought we could be F buddies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, is this how you convince a lady you're interested these days? Because
I
back in
think.
my day, which was just a few months ago.
Okay, Miss Millennial, back in your day. But I think she's still in eating it up. I think part of her maybe took pause in him saying that, oh, I we just be good intimately,
Hmm.
but I think she's still interested even with him saying that.
I wouldn't be surprised if at the reunion we find out they circled back with each other. The only thing, again, that I think would stop her from doing that is appearances with the other girls and having to admit that on international television.
Yeah. I'd agree.
Yeah.
It's way too early. And I will say, too, we don't know fully how the conversation was chopped up and how that was said. But I think for most people, that a man saying that to them, or most women, would be off putting. So the fact that she continued in the conversation, I think, says a lot. And then he brings up randomly Andrew Tate, the,
Oh yeah, he says they're treating him like he's Andrew Tate.
yeah.
She doesn't know who that is.
Yeah, the fact that he even brought that up says a whole lot in and of itself.
He's familiar with the content. But
Subscribe, member.
yeah, yeah. On the Patreon. Well, I don't even know if he has a Patreon, but whatever. But finally she says, if Connor had dropped out, I would have left too. It was him or nobody, which I
Sure.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know that I believe that, but she doesn't even walk away until Priyanka comes back. And that is what leads her to leave.
And didn't he like grab her hand at one point? Did you see that?
Yeah,
It
because
was
then
real
they
quick.
went to Connor on the camera
Yeah. Just
with
disrespectful. And we talked about it in the previous recap where she didn't defend him. Just nothing about this gave an interaction of you would expect from your fiance with another person.
hmm
So, anyways, that's all I have with that.
Okay, do we want to continue with them? Oh wait, no, that's next episode. Okay.
I
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think we finished the Pod Squad meetup
Okay.
and then quickly go through whatever happened the rest of the episode.
Okay. Sounds
Oh.
good. So the only other thing that I have is that later on, Connor, of course, was like, "Hey, I saw you talking to him for a long time.
Hmm.
Is everything good? Was he hitting on you?" Which I think is just normal stuff to ask
Hmm.
after that. And now Bree, who has entertained a conversation with Chris for 55 minutes. I don't know how long it was, but that's the number I like.
Hmm.
For 55 minutes listening to his nonsense, she can't give Connor anything but we'll talk about it later. Which I understand, of course, that wasn't the time and the place to get into it. But I just think it's funny how you had all this time for Chris, and now with Connor, you're being a little bit dismissive.
And in that moment, this is goes back to protecting, I think, the person you're with. All that ish he was talking about Connor, had
Yeah.
she given him a little something, he would have known, don't be friendly with this guy. Because he came back later to dap him up and give him a hug like a total
Yeah.
weirdo. So, if anything, she could have just said, hey, babe, like, keep your distance from him.
So
Something.
you think if this were Amber that this would have gone over this way?
Amber
Amber
would have
probably,
jumped off the porch.
girl, she would have become a sumo wrestler and tackled this person. This would never be Amber, okay? Okay. Pod Squad, Kevin and Kia.
I don't have anything,
Okay.
which, and Tyler wasn't there, so.
She said that she wasn't invited. I haven't been keeping up with everything, but I did see a
Hmm.
post where she said she wasn't invited to the Pod Squad thing, which I mean goes to show maybe production expected something else to happen, but that fell flat.
Mm.
I
Okay.
Kevin said this was the first person who, had him realizing, wow, like this is what you do as a man, which, he's what, 33, I think, early
Hmm.
30s. So, I mean, unfortunate that it would be the first time, but hopefully he learned something from this. Um,
Yeah. I just don't think he was ready. I don't
yeah.
think he's a bad guy. I just don't think he was ready
No.
for what would come with the level of responsibility and just
Yes.
all the things that will come with being married.
A level
Yeah.
of immaturity. And I don't say that, in a mean way. I just,
Hmm.
don't think he has the muscle yet for that type of serious commitment. There are things he needs to deal with.
And even with him being so torn between the two, I think goes back to him also maybe not knowing what he really wants.
Wants.
He was
Yeah.
just going with the flow and who was cool and right in front of him at that moment. It's like, oh, Kia's my woman. Oh, wait, Tyler's my woman. And then
Mhm.
as soon as he's ready to cut, or he should be cutting Kia off, she could say a few words and, oh, well, now Kia's my woman.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
who wants a man that's easily swayed? Nobody.
Nobody. No, nobody. Okay, now let's get to the conversation with Priyanka, Alex, and Ashley.
Whoa.
This was so interesting. Like, I was trying to follow along. So, Priyanka said, yeah, like, I thought you moved to Austin. Like, when we ran into
Mm-hmm.
each other, you had said that you moved there. And he's like, yeah, for a little bit, but I was back and forth. And she's like, yeah, but you were like looking for a place actively. First of all, Priyanka knows what she's doing. Not an innocent, oh, I thought you said,
Dropping little breadcrumbs.
like, no, I'm not, Ashley, I might not pull you to the side and say he's bad news bears, but you gonna pick
Mm-hmm.
up what I'm putting down. So yeah, so she says he was looking for a place in Austin, and he said, well, he was trying to figure out what the lease would look like.
And even with that little bit said, that
Hmm.
is different than what he presented to Ashley. He
Absolutely.
said, oh, I went to Austin for a week or Formula One, which is one weekend. So one weekend versus you're back and forth versus you're actually looking for a place. Those
Yeah.
are three different things.
Not to Alex. To Alex, those are one and the same, apparently. And
And
so, go
it
ahead.
sounds as though he was living with the travel nurse woman.
Which is both different from what Priyanka gathered, which she could have misunderstood, and
Hmm.
what like Ashley, obviously what he told Ashley, because Priyanka, I guess, was under the impression that the travel nurse was out travel nursing, but she had
Honest.
her permanent place in Austin. And
Hmm.
since she wasn't there, he was able to live there while she was away.
Hmm.
Ashley gets, oh, I was just there for a weekend after this bad breakup and I went to get my head together. So
And
yeah,
even still for y'all to be on, say she is traveling in a way, I don't know, for you to be living actively in her home
too
while she's
comfortable.
away. No, you were with that woman.
It was just a few months ago. It wasn't even 6 months ago.
Mm-mm.
That is just too close for comfort. Um,
Mm-mm.
okay. So I don't know, something happened, and maybe you can clarify this for me,
Hmm.
but something came in with an Airbnb where he was like, I mean, do you want me to pull up on my Airbnb receipts? Who said anything about an Airbnb? Where was that? Did I miss something?
Well, yeah, because she chimes in and she's saying how the timelines aren't adding up
Mhm.
and how she was confused as to why he would be back and forth. She
Mhm.
never heard that he was actually considering Austin. And so that's where he's like, oh, well, I haven't kept up with every single place that I've been, or do you need me to show you receipts? Do you want me to show you my license? Because then Priyanka brought up, well, you were living in Cleveland because she seemed to be surprised that he was based in Cleveland at some point.
Mhm.
Now she's a friend, so maybe she won't keep up with every single place that he's been. But the way it was presented to Ashley was that his home base was Cleveland. And even though he visited Austin or whatever he was doing, that's where he had his license, his driver's license. And but then he was like, apparently he flew in from Austin. And they were
Yes.
trying to figure out, well, where did you fly in from and why? So then
Mhm.
he finally admits that he lied. He flew into the experiment from Austin. So he flew in from that woman's house.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Just so trifling. And Ashley thought this whole time that he would have flown in from Cleveland.
Also, because we didn't see his apartment, I'm
I
not
don't think he
inclined to
has
believe he
one.
has a home.
He doesn't because
Not
he
even a home
said,
base, a home.
yeah, he said that he had some stuff still in Florida in storage. Because he did mention Tampa at one point. So he had some stuff down there, but then he also said, I think he had some stuff in Cleveland in storage. And so
Mhm.
that's why the whole license thing came up, Airbnb. He said something like, well, what if I was to ask you about where you were 3 years ago on a Tuesday, trying to be super manipulative? She would know where she was living or not, but you can't seem to commit to anything.
How
He
about
said
that?
that he said he feels like he's being double teamed. And
Which is so.
I was just gonna say, like, I get, well, one, you're a liar, but if you have two people clocking you on all your lies, of course you're gonna feel double teamed. I don't think that they double teamed him.
I don't, because for a while Priyanka wasn't even saying much.
Oh no, she was sipping.
She was sipping. So I don't think it was until later when he said something like, "Okay, well, every time I jerk off, I'll let you know." And that's when she said, "Okay, wait a minute," because that was very mean. Um, First of all, and nobody's asking for your every move. It reminded me of Chris because I guess they're
Hmm.
friends or cool or whatever. When he was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna report to you every single second of the day." I didn't hear from you the entire day. Like these are not the same thing. So nobody's trying to clock your every move, but you thought it would be appropriate to lie to me about where you flew in because you didn't feel like doing all of the explaining to someone who you are planning on marrying.
It confirms that he left out Austin for a reason.
For
Because
sure.
if you're just meeting Ashley, whether you told her you flew in from Cleveland or Austin, the only what would be a red flag is why are you on here for Love is Blind Ohio? So he
Hmm.
had to say that's why he lied. He had to say that he flew in from Cleveland, but
Hmm.
Love is Blind bought his ticket, so they
Yeah.
it would have probably come out anyways.
Yeah. So interesting. He said, I told you I haven't had a home base for years now. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like we heard him say Cleveland was his
Yeah,
his
he
home
told
base.
her a year and a half he had been there, and he
I
was
just
trying to decide where he was going next.
Yeah. Yeah. So I need somebody to interview this man. Nobody probably wants to, honestly, and ask him where he lives, why he didn't. Honestly, if I were Ashley, I would have been like, you know what? Yeah, just for the heck of it, show me the license. I do
Yeah.
want to see the Airbnb receipts because now you know who they need on this season?
Hmm.
Michelle from Math Chicago. She get
Oh
extra
yes.
points. She would listen as soon as something doesn't seem right. She would clock it.
Or use your dad. Do a full background check on this man. He needs a full one. Is there a way to do an international background check? Because
I
that's
would
what he
do it
needs.
just out of spite, like Michelle did. I would do it just out of spite. I don't want this man, but since you would have lied to me on television, now I gotta go through all the works.
And
Anyway, go
and
ahead.
in this whole interaction, he ends up snapping at Priyanka.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that would be another red flag. Why are you talking to a woman in that way?
A friend, even like,
A friend. Well, I think at that point he was trying to establish boundaries so Pri could stop running her mouth because I'm sure she has a lot more to tell from being a part of that friend group.
mm-hmm.
So he was probably like, oh, well, let me put a wall up so she'll just stop.
I also don't want to miss that the Florida that he's so antsy to get to is where
Hmm.
his ex currently lives, allegedly with her new partner. But
The ex from Austin?
the ex from Austin now lives in Florida with her significant other who he knows about and apparently, he's cool with whatever. I I'm just not buying it. It's too
I know
many.
why. He didn't want to go to Austin. It's too liberal for him. He want to go down to Republican Central.
That's probably what, but stuff is not over with this woman. It's
Mm-mm.
not over. And
He's waiting.
I think the reason why he's living this nomadic life is because I mean she's a travel nurse, so I think she is stable financially. He probably
Mm.
is not. And with her moving to different places, he's able to kind of hop
Keep
on.
going, run.
Yeah, exactly. Leash off of her wherever she is, get a soccer contract, maybe or maybe not, do some odd jobs. Like, I
And who's to even say that she has a partner? These are just
don't think she
words
does.
coming from his mouth because I would envision,
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. And here we go with our conspiracy theories. I
let it rip.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was with her or going back and forth to Austin. He's like, hey, I'm going to go do Love is Blind. This
Tyler.
could put me on or whatever. This won't be the first time that people have had those types of conversations. And then when
Yep.
I get done, I'll meet you back down in Florida.
Florida.
And the way he was talking later in this group of episodes kind of confirms that. Like he already has plans of going down to Florida with or
Whether
without
Ashley's with him
Ashley.
or not.
Why you so stuck on Florida and not Arizona? They're both hot as hell. So, anyways.
Oh gosh, I just think it's funny how, this ex is just everywhere that he seems to end up
Boom,
being.
boom.
Here she goes. You know what they need? I think they've already filmed it, but I would love the ex to come to the front for the reunion show. That's what I want.
Mhm.
I want her perspective
But
on
it
it.
may be hard to find because this man has changed his name a few times. So I don't know if you've seen that, but I think they've tied at least two or
Alec,
three different.
Alex, and another A name.
The spelling of his first name and then the last name is completely different. So,
Mhm. And what did he say about wanting a safe house in New Zealand, a something in Dubai?
hmm
It's
hmm
like just on a regular Tuesday, that's your heart's desire? I don't know.
he he better stay out of Dubai with this lying spirit because they don't play over there.
I
He need
am
to be
concerned
delivered.
for him. I feel like he should not be on anybody's TV. I feel like there are probably some skeletons that should have made him say, you know what, being on an international television show is just not smart.
Yeah, he's just hopping from place to place. He claims he's ready to settle down. And Ashley, at one point, she does say, "Oh, you're saying a whole lot, but it's a lot of nothing." So the wheels are turning, but
Ashley is here for a good time, not a long time. So Priyanka leaves after he snaps at her, and then
Mhm.
Ashley's like, "Well, you got me looking stupid." First of all, I don't think he has Ashley looking stupid at this point. I think most people are seeing that he's the issue. And so, but I think if she continues with him, then
Mhm.
at that point we're gonna be like, okay, what gives?
Especially if she says yes. I think at this point, we're seeing him for who he is.
Yes.
She's just coming across as being a little hot in the pants. But if she says yes, then that will be a big issue.
And I think she wants to stay, like, because if it had been me, I probably would have dipped a while ago once the
Mhm.
inconsistencies started to show. But I think for me, I read her as someone who wants to stay until the end of the process for whatever benefits they get, whether it's the pay, whether it's
Mhm.
the clout. I would
Mhm.
maybe lean towards the clout more than anything. I think she could have
Mhm.
a good social media career, and maybe she understands that, and she's
Mhm.
one game. She's a very strategic person by her own admission. So right now, I don't think she looks stupid. I think right now she looks like she's trying to stay on all episodes.
And I hope that's it. Um, and then I think we have
Jess and
just
Chris.
I'm sorry, Chris pulling Jess to the side, pointless. Leave this woman alone. You've done enough.
And I don't think she should have let him pull her to the side. I think it would have
Mm-mm.
been enough to just say, when he said, I want to pull you to the side and have a conversation, to just say, no, thank you.
Mm-mm.
There's no point. He's like, well, you never texted me once. Yeah, because I'm not about to have you place me on this hamster wheel where I just keep on running for your approval. No, I'm not going to text you. Chris, this is what it looks like when you're dealing with a secure woman who has a life that she enjoys and does not necessarily need you to give her a life.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He tries to give her all these compliments. I don't know. People like him are dangerous. Like they don't want to leave you be. Like you do enough damage. They don't want to leave you be. They just keep coming back for more. And then he's asking her, "So when do you have another day off so we can chill?" Why would she do that?
I'll have days off. You see all them snakes in my house? I'm committed to my craft. Okay. I'm not out
Mm-mm.
here just having days off. And then I guess she sent him a text to say, "Are you alive?" Which I'm like, is she better than me?
It's above me now.
I, all the best. All the best. Anyway, so it's so funny. Like he said, well, fine. Well, if you're not interested, then I'll just worry about my life and you can worry about yours. She said, I thought you already were. Heavy on that, Jess. She ate with
Yeah.
that one. She ate with that one. I thought you already were. Why you even in my face right now?
He's
Okay.
crazy. All
And
right.
then the last thing that happens there is Jordan tells the guys that he hasn't met Emma, and he's telling Vic how scary he thinks it is, which
Yeah, he's nervous.
makes Amber upset. And she
Yeah,
said,
she overhears just a little bit.
something, there's always something overheard at these Pod Squad meetups. Remember Calabria and
Oh
Edmund?
yeah.
Which all this man said was, "Oh, I can imagine that's nice. What's nice?" And she like went off on him. So yeah, Amber said, "Listen, if you want to bail at any point, just let me know."
I didn't hear him say anything about bailing, just that he really wanted to meet Emma. The process is coming to the end. He wants to make sure that everything is on the up and up. I didn't hear anything in that interaction that warranted her response. So,
It was her previous trauma, I think. Like she's, I guess, been hurt before or had people bail on her.
hmm
So I think that was what she was reading into a little
hmm
bit. Anyway, so that was that. And then she continues. I guess we can go to after now and just continue.
hmm
So she continues to be hurt and in her feelings, and she doesn't want to talk to him. She kind of shuts him out,
hmm She does. I don't think that was the best way to handle it. You only
especially the
have
first argument.
and you only have but so many days. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, you can clearly tell it was getting to him.
Yeah.
And I think in this experiment, you don't probably have that many people you can talk to. You got this man over here talking to the dog.
You're talking to the dog and us. We won't even see it for another year. So no
Gosh.
relief. But I appreciated how calmly he handled it. And I know people online are like, oh, just because like people are saying Jordan might not be this great guy, it's just who he's up against. And I completely agree with that. Like the men
Yeah, we
this
don't know.
just aren't great. Yeah, so I don't think he's just like, oh, this fantastic human being, but we can give, points to people who handle things maturely. And I
hmm
appreciated him saying, listen, I understand that she needs time, but the total silence, that's not something I can work with. And I agree. Like, you
Yeah.
need time, take the time, then let's talk it over. You can't just shut me out indefinitely.
And I felt like his concern is valid. I think she has the mindset of, oh, well, you can't guarantee if a kid will like you, or I always have to tell her things that she doesn't want to do. And that's just part of having children. But I think coming in at age 7,
Yeah.
it is a unique situation. She's used to it just being you and her. He talked
Yes.
about how he didn't want to impose on their space. So I
Yeah.
think he is taking it serious. If anything, if he had the attitude of an Alex where it's like, oh, nothing gets to me and everything
Mhm.
will be fine, I would see it as, oh, you're not taking this serious.
At all. I
So,
100% agree. I can see how she's like, oh, I felt blindsided because you hadn't shared it with me. I don't know if maybe
hmm
she was going through thinking, oh, it's not a big deal to him.
hmm
So I could understand feeling blindsided, but again, that's not how you handle it. And I don't know that I would have felt that blindsided. I mean, marriage is
you
a
should be scared. You should be
yeah,
nervous, especially
I
with a
would
child.
be concerned if he wasn't. You know?
Yeah. I,
Um,
I think she's sensitive
and she doesn't trust men.
and she doesn't trust men. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think there's a maybe like a level of man hater that you can be, but you still have to give grace to your person, you know?
hmm
So I think she'll figure that out. Like it'll balance. I don't think anything that's happening here is just like,
And she was like, "Oh, well, you been knew this." I think she was waiting for him to meet Emma up until a certain point, maybe. But then, like,
hmm,
the weddings are coming, and so I could understand from his perspective of yes, but like this is a unique process. Time is winding down. If there is something that comes up, we have no time to address it before the altar. I don't know. To me, I almost felt like she was taking it a bit light.
too lightly. Yeah. Like you're at your bachelorette party and he still hasn't met her.
Why? She should have been at the what was that? Wonderland? Whatever
Mm,
they did in the next episode, she
yeah.
should have been there. Maybe not on camera, but
Yes.
she could have
And
been
I'm
there.
not, I'm not, this is not me judging Amber as a mother because I'm sure she will. make the choices that are right for her daughter. Just as an outsider looking in, I think it is a very sticky situation to wait so long.
Mm-hmm.
It's not how I would handle things, but it's her daughter, it's her life. She knows what's best, and I trust that if something doesn't look right, she will have
Mm-hmm.
the courage to get out of it. So,
Yeah. I think the process makes a difference in the age of the child. Like if she was 2, it's like, well, okay.
I would still want to see how he reacts. But now, like, yeah, she's at
Yeah.
an age where we want to see how she reacts to him. Like she has
Mm-hmm.
opinions at this age and can verbalize those opinions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in any mixed family situation, it's going to be an adjustment. So
Mm-hmm.
just I think you either give yourself time on the front end for as much of an adjustment as you can manage, or you trust that, oh, it's gonna be a rocky
Oh
road.
yeah, because for most normal situations outside of this process, say they meet and it doesn't go well, it may take a few meetings. So then that puts you in an interesting place as a parent. Like, do I proceed forward, or some parents halt? Like, hey, we're not going to proceed on the marriage part until we can find our footing and like what
Yeah.
merging our family would look like. So the
Mm-hmm.
child maybe doesn't feel like you're just doing what you want to do anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Absolutely. Okay. And then let me see what else came. I mean, Alex and Ashley, once they got back from Pod Squad, she expressed to him that she had been lied to in the past, but she said, I wrote this down verbatim. I've been lied to in the past, but I've never felt that from you.
This did she not hear anything her daddy said?
Was she not? Because we just got snippets of that conversation. So she was there for the whole thing, and she still doesn't feel like there was
She
anything
forgot everything his mama said
in one ear
about
and out
it
the
being a
other.
mix up of which ex are we talking about. His timeline is hard to follow.
I said,
Girl.
we've all felt that from him. Ashley, who are rooting for
And
you.
all it takes, what did he get her, some McDonald's?
Yes. Oh my gosh. She was like, what do you want? Whatever. I don't even know what they sell at McDonald's.
Chicken nuggets. That's what he got her.
Thank you. But he said he's had his phone for 2 weeks now and he hasn't talked to the girl. Don't believe you. Don't believe you. Who got you the soccer contract?
He checked it right, already secured in Florida. What part of Florida? What city? The city she's in? Ashley. Either way, she gets her nuggets and she's fine now. So
Anyways, okay. Vic and Christy.
nothing to see here other than where is this man's family and friends,
Okay, yeah, so they were just picking out flowers, and I'm like, we haven't met anybody from his side. All we
or
know is his mom.
even you know how they'll show like, oh, we took a trip to maybe New York to meet his family, some
Nothing.
video clips, a picture or two, nothing.
Hmm. And then so
Okay.
she asked, "Oh, do you have any fears?" He said, "No, no fears." Okay. All we talk about with these two is who has fears and who doesn't, and I love you, baby. I
I
love you
love
deeply,
you.
deeply, 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 deeply. That's all we get if
Okay.
you're on our screen. And they probably are the loveliest couple. It's just
Hmm.
we don't know anything about them. And so yeah, if we're gonna have a fairy tale story, I at least want to know details about the fairy tale.
You have to give us more than this so we can buy in more to it. It's just
And I want to buy
honestly,
in.
in their scenes, I just 1.5. Just
Truly, deeply, deeply, deeply. Okay, so Brittany and Devontae, Brittany and Devontae,
another delusional one.
she does his lashes in her basement. They talk finances. She shares how much her mortgage is. People online are so funny. They're like, "Oh, Alhambra might be the next move because like, her
Hmm.
mortgage is so inexpensive." And
I know.
then
What did she say? 1200
1250
and
or
then
something.
18 all in?
Those are
Girl,
those are
don't say
good
it.
Southern numbers.
Yeah, don't talk too much. Everybody and their mother is gonna move there.
I doubt it. Nobody wants this. I don't think people want to move to Ohio like that. No offense, people in Ohio. I'm sure it's lovely, but I don't
Mhm.
think like people are gonna just go there in droves like Atlanta.
Or
Uh,
Texas or Florida. Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
It's too
Uh,
cold.
it's
Too
too
much
cold.
snow.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So he talks about how sales vary, so he always keeps a good reserve for his finances, which I think is good and reasonable.
So I want to ask you, what I'll say her home is beautiful. She has a nice little setup. She's a hustler. I love that for her.
Mhm.
What? So there was a shift, I feel like, where it's like she was talking about how, oh, I'm not feeling these things from you in terms of you think I'm pretty, showing her affection. But on the flip side, it's almost as though she's still full steam ahead. Like that's the vibe that I'm getting from her. What changed?
You
Do
know,
you
Mio,
think they slept together? That was another thing. Sorry, I merged a couple questions. Do you think they were intimate?
I think it's a possibility, but I think I see this a lot. I think she wants to be understanding of him. And
Mm,
so I think, when you're single, people talk about how, oh, you need to be like understanding of your partner, you need to this and you need to that. And while I think that's true, understanding needs to exist, I think a lot of times women are overly understanding to the point where they're settling and just not getting what they want. And so I think just like the messaging around being single and what it takes to be in a
hmm
relationship might be getting to Brittany. And it comes from people, especially she is religious, that is so prevalent within Christian circles, right? Where, oh yeah, you have to be long suffering and you have to, be understanding and listening and be his peace and all that. So I think
hmm
I would not be surprised if they haven't slept together and that's just her settling into the conditioning that happens.
Because nothing about their interactions, especially when they're sitting on the couch, he sits on one end, she sits on the other, and
Hmm.
then she like puts her feet out. He barely touches her foot. Just nothing about his energy towards her says that he really likes her. So I'm
Yeah.
like, why is she just seeming full steam ahead? He doesn't seem full steam ahead.
I think she just wants to be married. I think she just wants to be married. And again, I'm religious, so this is not, dissing, but I just understand how those circles work. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it's gotten to her at 32.
Mm-hmm.
At
Yeah, because she's been
32,
for so long.
even
Okay.
later on when her mom says we bought the dress as an act of faith that it was going to happen for her. So I think it's very easy to attribute things to God that God isn't doing. And so the fact that she was able to get on the show, she was able to find somebody
Mm,
who proposed to her.
God did it.
He's calmed down a lot from him saying, like, from him vocalizing that he's not attracted to her. He's at least not saying it anymore.
Yeah.
He seems to get along well with her
Tolerating.
family. Her parents are eager for her to get married. And I don't think that they're eager because they're like, oh, it's too late. I think they just want good things for their daughter. So this is not shade to her parents. There's just so many things. So yeah, I think she's settling under the guise of, oh, I'm just trying to understand who this person is. Like he might not be a words of affirmation person. Like, like I'm not necessarily the biggest, oh, I see you and I just want to hug all over you.
Hmm
But if your partner or even your friends, like when I see Miosha, I still gotta, all right, come
hmm
on, bring it in. Let's do the hug. Like we still gotta do it because she still has to get what she needs as a friend, as someone
Yep.
who's in relation with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then where's his family and friends? I don't think we've seen anyone from his side. Have we?
Yeah. Did we ever see his house?
No. We haven't seen anything.
Sounds like he's not committed.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Also, when they're having the conversation about finances, I feel like her eyes kind of lit up when he was talking about how much he makes. Like, oh, I could make 12,000 one month and then 50,000 the next month. And she was like, whoa, you making that kind of money? So I think he also presents as though he could provide stability. And that may be of value to her.
I see this on the internet from time to time where where people are like or women are like, I'm not gonna date a man who doesn't make a certain amount of money because he wouldn't date me if I didn't look a certain way. And so I think like
Mhm.
even when it comes to looks, like how he's vocal about her not being his type and doesn't compliment her or anything like that. And she's just kind of like, okay, he's not my type, but again, I'm just gonna
Mhm.
settle and go along with it. Uh I don't like this for her. I think Brittany's such a sweet girl, and I just hate that this is the situation she finds herself in.
Yeah, I don't think that she is actually into him either. I don't think they're into
No,
each other.
I think it's for the sake of having a like, and that's another thing people tell women, like, oh yeah, he might not be the height that you want, or he might not make the money that you want, but it's okay if he has these other things. But Brittany, he doesn't even have the other things. Like he's not even
Yeah.
like. It's like, okay, if it was like one thing, oh, he's not the height that I want, or he doesn't have the body type. If it was just one thing, okay, it's
If he's
shallow.
not doting on
Whatever.
her,
He's not
he's
doting on
not
it.
acting
He's
as though
not
he's into
active.
her.
He
Yeah.
doesn't have the active lifestyle that she likes. He doesn't have the physical features that she likes.
Hmm.
He's not doting on her. He doesn't give her any type of compliment. Like, really? He shows up and he washes the dishes. And another thing, what is this whole? Oh yeah, so I'm probably gonna ghost you tomorrow, so don't even try to reach out to me because I need time to think about this. He ain't say it like
And
that, but he might as well have.
he's like, yeah, I need a good 48 hours. Wow.
Of no contact, and then it's the conditioning, so he's preparing her for it. So even if she wants to feel a way about it, she can't because, oh,
Hmm.
I told you.
Hmm.
It's just so like manipulative, in my opinion.
Yep. But anyway, so then later in the episode, we do the tux and dress shopping. I don't really have any notes from that other than Brittany's dress does look great, and I'm sad for her that she's using it for this show. Save your dress.
Somebody said she wants to wear that dress so bad that she'll wear it with anybody. And
Well, if she wears it, if she makes it to her wedding day and she wears it, it's a waste. So save it.
exactly, because now you're gonna have to go and buy a whole new dress.
Have the show get you a dress. Her family's Latina. They probably have a whole other party for you.
Y'all can have
Wear,
another wedding. Yes,
have another
where more
party.
people are invited, where you wear your real
Hmm.
dress. No, have the show buy you a dress, girl.
Yeah.
Um, yes, okay, so I hate that she bought the dress before. Oh, yes. I said that. Remember when AD in her season said, I would follow this man off a cliff? And we were just
This is
like, what are you seeing that makes you so confident? Or what are you seeing about him that makes you so into him? I feel that way about Brittany and
oh,
Devon.
so many similarities. She said Devontae was worth the wait. Devontae was worth the wait.
Devontae? You remember when New York was like Beyonce? That's
I literally I wrote, what is she smoking? Like, what is going on?
this Devontae, the one we've all been watching.
The one that's been starving you of attention and
Of
affection and
compliments.
compliments. That
He's
one is
he's a presence and he washes dishes.
Brittany is AD 2.0. And there's something she said in the next episode that's going to confirm that, but I'll hold for now.
Oh, I
She's
can't wait
AD
because I can't.
2.0.
Oh yeah, and
And he's Clay 2.0.
except he didn't say that she's not his type.
Mm-hmm.
And Clay did compliment her, mostly on her body, but you worse than Clay. Wow, the bar
I
is.
like your, what he was like, oh, your lashes are voluptuous.
He complimented her lashes and her clothes. All right.
Next.
All right, so episode 11. I didn't even think we were going to talk about 10 that long, but
Yeah.
11 should be short. Bree and Connor.
Okay.
Bree has a conversation with Connor where she pretty much says everything that Chris said to him, but as if it's her talking.
So
Uh,
so they have the date in the rail car, right?
mhm.
And in that conversation, she is basically saying like, "Oh, I haven't been myself, but you still love me for me." And I'm like, what does she mean that she hasn't been giving her the best version of herself? Is she under stress? Like, what's going on? Have you been? He's like, okay,
Right. But as a viewer, I would hope this isn't the best version of herself because yikes.
right. And so then he's going on and on about how it's the little things for him, and she's like, "Oh, just stop, stop it, stop."
No, you make her sound better because her voice is not that. Her voice is like you just Evan love me. Like I'm not deserving and I have to convince myself I'm deserving of this and you just effing love me. And I kept it cute about her voice this whole time. But you're not gonna do Connor like and Connor, I really hope you're as nice of a person as you present yourself to be. I don't want to find out down the line nonsense. But how dare you treat Connor this way?
She wraps up the conversation in the rail car saying that she's had butterflies. I say, I'm not buying it. We're not
Even when
buying
she
what you're selling, baby.
even when she talks about the future that she wants, oh, you know how I guess her family just was so welcoming. I would want to have a house like that where we're just so welcoming to other people. Okay, like that doesn't seem. You've met his family. You've seen how he is. Does it seem like Connor's opposed to that?
He seems so go with the flow to go with the flow. Too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he seemed like he would adapt to what you want in terms of how you want the home to be ran.
Yeah. So also, she said he's not getting the best of her and he's falling in love. I'm like, what is the purpose of her saying that? I think she's slightly obsessed with herself. And
Mm.
yeah, like I'm psycho. I'm crazy. You know, everybody knows except Connor. Let me stop.
It's almost as though she's in disbelief or she's pretending to be in disbelief that he would like her. And she also insinuates that other men, at least by what she's saying, haven't accepted her for her. I don't know. It's
I think she is very used to Chris. And then, okay, so she says that he should say the things he loves about her. I think he
hmm
gave reasons. And then she
hmm
was supposed to say the things that she loved about him. And that's when she said pretty much what she loves about him is that she's not her best and he settles for that,
the way he loves her. She loves the way that he loves her.
even though she's not being adequate enough. Anyway, so that
And
was.
then at the apartment,
Mhm.
we're rehashing this conversation. She's like, "Oh, I've just been grinding, and I know I can give so much more." He doesn't seem. He seems to be content with what she's giving, and he's still saying that he's obsessed with her. She's shaking her head. Then she just chooses violence for no reason, and is like, well, to be transparent, when I saw your house and car, I'm like, does this guy give a s about anything? Like, is he actually proud of how he presents in his life?
Show us your house, Bree. Did she have a house or was it? I mean,
It was
anyway.
an apartment. It was
Let's-
nice, but I'm like, okay, so where are we going with this? She was like, oh, well, do you even have pride in what you wear? It doesn't have to be expensive, but there just seems to be no hustle, no grit in how you present. And he's just standing, leaning up against the cabinet, like
Not choosing violence at all.
just looking.
But at one point she says, well, I know you hustle and I know you take pride and I hate that I've watered it down. I've just been so critical and so analytical. I honestly, Bree, if you were as logical as you want to present yourself to be, then Connor would be your person. Like if it were just going off logic, and I'm not
hmm
saying people should just choose partners based off of logic. I think, some of the emotions need to be there, which are clearly missing for her.
hmm
But I think she's trying to present herself as if logic is the only thing that was driving the decision. and she's making the most illogical decision. So yeah, I just she's not used to a person who is gentle with her.
Yeah, she
It's
says she's used to being out alphaed.
whatever that means. You know, she's not used to like softness and I think emotional maturity from a man. And that's
Yeah,
where
she
it's
says she's
like,
used to a man who orders for her at a restaurant, won't let her get a word in. All the things she was describing, I'm like, and this
toxic.
is what you
Why do
want
you
in
need
a
a man to
partner?
order for you? Right. Yeah.
Someone who doesn't treat you as a fully functioning adult?
As as
Okay.
uh, as like effective and efficient as she is, she wants someone who doesn't allow her to be those things. Like ordering your
Right.
food as she wants somebody who doesn't allow her to be independent. And it's like it's okay to still have some type of like autonomy with a partner. I don't know. It's just
I
so
guess she's used
confusing
to a
that someone
person
would choose.
who's
Mhm.
like,
Go
she's like, oh,
ahead.
I'm used to someone who would take charge, and I don't know. But nothing about her and the way she presents says that that dynamic would be successful long term for her.
Yeah. Say that again. That it would be what?
That it would be successful long term for her. Like the way she
Yeah.
presents, even in her little bat wing suit, coat, whatever she had going on. I don't know. Connor says that he's not
Oh.
materialistic, and
Hmm.
that he's more of a listener than a talker. And then she's like, "Oh well, yeah." And even my dad says that what I've been chasing may have been wrong.
I wish her
Okay.
the best. I hope she gets enough self esteem. I don't even know if it's self esteem, but I just hope she recognizes that when you get your alpha male, he should also be kind to you and he should also care for you and pay attention to you. He should not want to like, be a bulldozer or whatever and just like
Hmm.
run over you. That he should allow you to still express the things that you want to be and do and feel and all that stuff. Anyway.
I feel like her being with Connor really also exposed how she is as a person. Just because I think she sees him not speaking much, or not being rude and commenting on certain things as being weak, when
Mm-hmm.
she could have had this conversation without going in on him in the way that she did. It could have been as simple as, the connection isn't there and I don't want it to progress towards marriage. Why do it the way that you did it? She's a ball buster.
But she
That
she had to make it his fault. I think that's why. She had to make it something
mm,
he's doing, not I'm used to toxicity and I find comfort in that.
yeah. Even he said he still loves her, would potentially be opening to giving it another try. He's crying in his confessional. I say run.
Yeah. All right. Emma and Mike and their wedding.
Okay. Yeah, the other couples, I don't have anything for them.
Okay.
They just
Yeah.
do these dates. You
Yeah.
want to do
Well,
Brittany and
actually,
Devontae?
yeah, I guess so. Because there was something that you said. You owe us something from your notes. You said something she said that made her
Oh
AD.
yeah. So they're at this cabin retreat, and I think this is where um she was saying that what they have can last a lifetime. I'm so confused, girl. He says that he's at about a 98% not buying it. She says she could see herself saying yes. And then she says, "Oh, so you're a yes." And then she says that she doesn't want to get to the end of the aisle and he's a no. That reminded me of AD. AD said something very similar to that. Like, let me know if it's going to be a no
Yeah.
before the altar so I won't even go down the aisle.
Yeah.
It was very similar to what she said.
Well, I hope she gets the ending that AD has gotten. Like, I hope she finds her person. But he also brought up prenup, which at this point, I think he's just throwing
Hmm.
stuff out there to get her to not say yes at the altar so that he doesn't have to marry her.
Hmm.
Because why bring it up this late? in the
And
game.
I think the prenup is fine, especially in a process like this.
Yes.
But why wait this long up until 2 days before where you claim you want to go no contact with this woman? And this is the man you
No.
claim you could see forever with? Brittany, wake up.
Absolutely. Oh man.
Um,
Okay. And then she prays with him, which is Devontae religious because he hasn't initiated a prayer since we've seen
yeah,
him.
he claimed his was it his uncle or grandfather was a reverend and that's who he wanted to be like? He said something like that earlier in the season. Somebody was a reverend and he said he wanted to be like him.
All right. Cool. Okay. And then yeah, I don't have anything else. Oh, I mean, Alex and Ashley, they have a date and they talked about, she said, how would you want to spend your first Christmas? And he said, pretty much anywhere except in the house with you. He
He want to be on the
said,
run.
I want to be on the run is right. I was going to say on the road, but
On the
I will,
run.
yeah.
Nothing
Uh,
about the future he describes says as though she's going to be there with him.
yeah, no, nothing at all. Okay.
Mm.
And she said something like, "Yeah, I see that you'd be a good husband and father." Anyway,
These people have to be acting at this point. Have to.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Um, all right. So all I
When
have
is
left is Emma and Mike at the wedding.
Emma and
Oh
Mike
no,
did go on a
it's
date
taking a
to
little.
the I think we're good. It's still uploading.
Okay.
Emma and Mike, they did have a date at the Africa exhibit in Ohio. Where they have these giraffes in captivity. Just what a mess. Anyway. Um, but anyway, so in that sit down, she says that she wants to have cool experiences before starting a family. And Mike is like, what? Starting a family?
Have a
Speaking my
baby.
language.
No,
I'm like, Emma, stop.
I will say Mike has been a good guy. Like this season, I
Hmm.
think I think he's one of the better men we've seen on the show. I think the only thing that I have on him is maybe him walking away earlier because Emma didn't want kids, but who knows? Like she seems to be coming around and maybe that's genuine. So yeah, he has been a good person on the show.
I'd agree. It hasn't been anything too crazy with him, but of course that's music to his ears. But I don't think enough to make him a solid yes at the wedding because, and now we could talk about their wedding day. So you want to start with him or her?
Because I thought you were finishing up something. So why don't you think he's a solid
Well, I'll
yes?
just say on his when he's getting ready, he basically says it's a yes for me. It's a no unless she commits to having kids. So,
Yeah, but he said he wanted her to go first to make sure.
that confirms it.
Hmm.
He wanted
Say that
why
again?
have her go first? I said why have her go first?
Well, in this case, because she's the one who wouldn't want, I think he wants her to make the decision that he should make
Mm-hmm.
for himself. I don't agree with
Yes.
it, but yeah.
He could have gone first and said yes or no based off because really if she would have said no, he would have been a no.
Mhm.
I think he's a no unless she has kids. And that's what
Hmm.
he said.
I think I thought about it the other way, like the same, but I think he's a yes unless she doesn't want to have kids, is how I thought about it. But same
Mm,
thing, just different
same thing,
sides.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy for her if she is really looking forward to having children. I would have been just as happy for her had she decided not to. And I also a part of me is like, there were some people saying within the first few episodes, oh, she's childish, she needs to grow up, having kids isn't going to do anything, or da 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 da. And so I kind of, a small part of me is like, dang, she's going to have the kids now, and those people win.
Hmm.
But it's not about those people. It's not about us. It's not about our feelings. It's about her. And like she said, she feels safe and stable and confident. And those are all good things to feel.
Yeah. So Emma's excited. I couldn't gauge whether she was a yes or a no, but her family loves Mike and they're hoping that it's a yes from both of them.
Mhm.
He's feeling nervous. His parents apparently been going through it. We're trying to understand this process and yeah.
Um, I thought her mom's face was funny. So at the altar, if I can move to that,
Hmm.
Emma gives a lengthy speech and then she says yes, and her mom's face was kind of surprised to me. So I think like her
Hmm.
family's also going to come to grips with, okay, well, for years we've heard not wanting children, and now maybe she's on the other side of that. So yeah, her mom's face was just telling.
And his mom's face was telling. She looked like she was ready to go up there and slap her to go either way. I said, my goodness. Either way, Emma does end up saying yes. We don't know what he does. He give his answer, or it cuts off.
Nope. Cliffhanger. So we'll find out next week.
Cliffhanger. I would just say for Emma, I feel like his family, they have big personalities and have the way that they want to do things. And so I just hope that um she doesn't feel like so overwhelmed to do or
Yeah.
not do certain things based off the big presence that his family clearly is going to have in their marriage. So,
Yeah. Well, all
yeah.
right. Those are our thoughts. Y'all let us know if there's anything we missed or what your thoughts were, but we're looking forward to seeing the weddings and of course the
Hmm.
reunion, and we will be back to report after those. So until
Yep.
next time, bye.
Bye.